In the last episode, we simulated the pass the hash. Today, we escalate to Kerberos Pass-the-Ticket. So this is how attackers move inside Active Directory without ever knowing a password. And then of course, we're going to detect it like a real SOC analyst would inside Active Directory. Now, Kerberos works using tickets. When a user logs into a domain controller, the domain controller gives them a ticket granting ticket, also known as TGT. Okay, if an attacker steals this ticket, they can use it to authenticate themselves without ever knowing the password. Ever, like I said, they do not even have to guess it. Just the ticket. No password needed, just the ticket. Right? Now, let's jump straight into it. Of course, you do remember the architecture, and then here we are, the complete infrastructure. Okay, so for the purpose of today's tutorials video lesson, we are going to be working with attacker Ubuntu machine and also the domain controller as well as the victim machine, of course. All right, so let's get into it. Right now, I am going to open up the attacker Ubuntu. Wait for that to load up. Here we are. Connect. And if you've been in my previous video, like I mentioned, my attacker machine runs on the Linux system. So the operating system is running, it's Ubuntu 24.04. So we are going to be using Azure Cloud Shell, okay, to get into this attacker machine. Now let's open this up. Alright, moving nice and smooth. So check access, connect. So now the cloud shell is opening up and I'm going to expand it so for clearer view before we start. Okay, so here we are. It's gonna run the fingerprints and all that good stuff. All right, so here is the system information. As you can see, the IPv4 address for the attacker machine, it's 172.16.0.4 and .7, sorry, 0.7, and that's the machine's IP address. So I am going to be logging into with the user attacker from the attacker box. So what I'm going to do is SSH attacker at 172.16.0.7. All right, authenticate that with a password. Don't forget, on the Linux, when you're typing out your password, you don't expect the cursor to be moving. Just whatever you know the password to be, just type it out. It will work. Enter. Boom, I'm in. Okay, so we are going to be moving and heading straight into it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do kdestroy. Okay, kdestroy. Well, let me see klist. Klist. So no credentials found. Okay, so there's no point even doing kdestroy. Why I try to do klist to see if there is already an existing ticket. But since there is no existing ticket, there is no point doing kdestroy. Kdestroy would have been a command to kill or destroy any existing tickets. Okay, so now I am going to generate a new ticket and then use that to authenticate, run a lateral movement from the attacker machine to my victim's Windows 11 machine. Okay, let's go. um the first got disconnected. All right, I'll reconnect and come right back. That's a network issue. That has nothing to do with what we are doing. Like I'm saying, what I'm doing it real live. So if anything goes wrong, we will troubleshoot and get it back together live, and we proceed. So right now, I'm just going to restart my router because this is probably just a network disconnection. All right. All right, so we're back again, and then of course you know what I will be doing from here, which is login again, SSH attacker at 172.16.0.7 and authenticate with the password. All right, so I'm in, getting right into it, cause all right, no time. So I'm gonna run Python 3 um user doc user share doc Python 3 and packet examples. Right, examples. Now we do get tgt.py. Okay, we want that for lab. We want that for lab. Lab.local. M. Smith. Alright. DC IP. .172. That's the domain control IP. It's 172.16.0.4. Python 3 command not found. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Right. So okay. So right out the back, I can already see there's a typo error. So it's meant to be Python 3. So I misspelled that Python. There shouldn't be any H before the TOH, if you know what I mean. So I'm just going to have that dump back in there. Oh. Okay, so we are going to type out our command again. So you can see right over here, this Python was misspelled. And that, like I said before, that alone, just a single letter, even if it's caps lock, lowercase, or dot, comma, semicolon, any of these little things can mess up your entire line of code and nothing will work. So we're just going to fix that right now. I'm going to type it again, Python 3. Okay, user share doc. Okay, Python 3 and packet and examples. We're gonna tell it to get the ticket. as for lab.local/msmith and okay, domain controller IP 172.16.0.4. We got usage. User share version. CGT lab dot slash smith dot Q 72 6. Right. Okay, so got this error a couple of times, and just again, just going through anytime you run a code, it doesn't work, just go back to your spellings, go back to your punctuation, go back to like all these little things matters. They can mess up your code. I've said it 100 times. I'm going to say it again. I even still misspell some words or skip a letter here and there. And the only way I know it's if a code I know that I've typed incorrectly, that I've typed doesn't execute, then I just have to go run a trace. It can be a pain because every now and then it could be a long write up and then just a single letter or something as little as a comma or period or hyphen would just make it not to run right. All right. So now we're sweet. Saving ticket. Our ticket just got saved. So right now we are going to export the ticket that we just created. All right. So that's we export. Going to do export KRB. What was that noise? All right. So KRB5 CC name and equals $sign. Password. Okay. /msmith cc cache. All right, so we just exported that, and we can verify that. Now, if we do klist, the first command that I run when we first started, you will notice that now we're gonna have a ticket available. All right, so let me try that. Klist. There we are. So we do have a ticket cache file with home attacker msmith cache, and then the default principal msmith.lab.local. That's msmith is the user, lab.local of course is my domain name. Okay, so and then the ticket is on it shows the validation period, when the validity starts and when the validity expires. Okay, so here we are, we got a ticket. Okay, so now what we are going to do is to run this attack because we now have a ticket. So we do want to get into um my Windows 11 machine without a password whatsoever. Okay, so now I'm gonna run Python 3 user share dog Python 3 in packet Python 3 in packet samples. Don't worry if you're wondering how I'm memorizing all this. Constant practice, you'll get better at it, and you don't really have to memorize it. Just understand how it works, understand what goes on. You can write out your code wherever. You don't have to memorize it or like have it all stored up in your brain. Just understand what it does, and you can copy it from somewhere. You can because there's a heaps and lots of things like when it comes to programming and coding. This is just like this is PowerShell script that I'm using on this Cloud Shell. Okay, so let's keep going. Examples, and it will be exec py, and then now I need to get into local /msmith victim dash win lab code. Okay, and now we're going to say k and dash no pass. Nice and sweet, nice and sweet, nice and sweet. So as you can see, I'm on the C drive of my let me not even say, let's just find out together. The command executed properly. I've actually executed a lateral movement. So let's see where we are. I'm gonna run whoami. All right, boom. Lab dot Smith. So right now I've moved from my attacker machine, my attacker box. Now I'm laterally moved into my Windows 11 victims machine under the username of M Smith. Okay, so the ticket generated authenticates us, allowing us to run a lateral movement from attacker machine using the credential of M Smith. Okay, now if I do ipconfig you can see that I'm no longer on one. So if I come up here, remember that the IP address of my attacker machine, it's 172.16.0.7. Now if I do IP config to show the IP address of where I'm currently at, it's going to show me the IP address of my Windows 11 machine, which I believe it's 0.9. Okay, there you go. So the IPv4 address that I'm currently on, it's 172.16.0.9. So we authenticated using Kerberos ticket, no password used. Okay, so um we have just completed a successful Kerberos attack using Pass-the-Ticket. SOC analyst is going to detect this with Microsoft Sentinel, okay, like a real SOC analyst would. Now we are going to be switching roles. Now let's go. I am going to close this out, close out that, and then launch my Sentinel. Microsoft Sentinel. All right. Wait for that to come up, and we jump right into it. All right, cyber range law. Now, if you have any questions, if you have anything you want me to expand or explain more, just contact me through any of my medium. You can simply like comment, or you can simply just email me and with your questions, or if you want me to explain anything any further, I will. If it's as simple as replying under a comment, I will do so. If it needs me to do a video specifically on that, then I will do so as well. Okay, so waiting for this to come up. um Here we are, right here on so I'm just gonna open up the logs. Let's see what we got. All right. Now, when I clicked on logs, I'm waiting for my KQL query like to come up, so I can run a query, and then because that's how you pull up the logs of what goes on within your Active Directory. All right, so the logs gets ingested from your domain controller into your Sentinel. Okay, so as a SOC analyst, you will be using your Microsoft Sentinel or any detection or trace agent that you have out there to actually see the event logs, investigate, detect, and see what's going on. And then the next line of action will be to escalate to incident response. Whatever the next line of incident response you have in place within the organization that you're working with, that is what you will follow. All right, so this is already up. I'm just going to delete this because this is the same thing that's the logs from the previous video. So I'm going to delete all these logs, and so we are going to be running security event, right? And as you remember, when you're typing out whatever you're trying to do with Sentinel, the it will be suggesting what you might be trying to do, and you can just type it out completely, or you just click on it. All right, so I just clicked on security events. Now I'm gonna tell it where event ID, and I'm gonna click that equals an event ID. I want this time it's 4768. Okay, and I want that order All right, I'm going to put that and then order it by time generated and DSC. All right, I'm going to run that. Let me just change the last. Let me just make this the last hour. Not even been that half an hour, but let's just run it. See what happens. See what we got. All right, there we are. So we do have here the results of our TGT request. Okay, so this right here. Well, let me see. Let me try to pull this in. Okay. All right. So by expanding this, it's given a lot more information as to the sort system, what type of incident this is. So this right here gives you all the information. Because of time, I'm not going to be able to like run through all like everything that you see, but um the main event shows that we actually do have a detection of the attack that we just completed. So right now I am going to run another query, this time for 4769. Okay, and I'm gonna run that the last hour again. So 4769 did generate a whole bunch of stuff as well. Now 4769 is actually for service ticket request. Okay, these are for all the service tickets that was requested. Now the most important thing I want you to grasp is that the request that we are doing is actually being ingested and detected on your Microsoft Sentinel. So as a SOC analyst, when you go in run this queries, you are seeing all these attacks and activities going on that you can detect and investigate and then further escalate within your organization. All right, so we are going to run one more. I'm going to combine the event ID, the two that I did. I am going to combine them, and then at this point I want it to be sorted by time generated, showing the account, the computer, event ID, and the IP address. Now that will be the last query I'm going to run at this time. So um, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to say event. All right, let me just clear this out so it doesn't get confusing. All right, event ID. Security event. All right, where now? Event ID in. Now I want to do the two of them, so 4768 and 4769, and so now I want this say project. So once project time generated, click time generated, count. We're clicking all this. You don't have to like type it all out as count computer comma, event ID, then comma, your IP address. All right, and then we want this to be order by time generated ESC and okay, and I'm gonna run it. All right, so this is more nice and clean, okay? So as a SOC analyst, what you should look for is an unusual IP, our machine account authenticating oddly. You should look out for service tickets outside work hours. You should look out for ticket user usage from unexpected hosts. So these are the things that a SOC analyst would do when they actually run these investigation, when they actually run this query within the Sentinel. So Kerberos abuse, let me tell you this. Kerberos abuse is a lot quieter than pass the hash attack, like the one we did in the last episode. So what happens is that it blends into normal authentication. So SOC analysts like SOC will normally like detect the detection requires correlation, not just single event monitoring. Okay, so just remember that SOC detection requires correlation, not just single event monitoring. So now we are coming to the end of this episode. I hope you did understand everything that I did. If you followed, if you have any question, comments, email me, contact me from any of my medium. I'll be happy to answer any question. If it's simple enough to comment, like I said before, I will just comment. If it needs me to expand through video, I will do so as well. So, on the next episode, we will be talking about token impersonation and set impersonate privilege abuse. Token impersonation, that will be our next topic. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let's keep spreading and keeping everybody aware, especially those already in our lovely field of cyber security. SOC analysts, blue team, red team, let's go.